Hello, and welcome back to me channel, yeah? My name is Rusty, and this is me channel where I talk about me favorite movies, mostly horror. And yes, welcome to Horror and Metal Red Rusty 66's Top 10 Worst Horror Films of 2024. Get ready to get mad or get ready to agree or whatever's going to thrill you, because this is of course my opinion. And yeah, we're going to do it this way. I couldn't really think of, how do you talk about movies you don't have? And I thought, well, why don't you just put it on screen capture and do it that way? So yeah, we are going to count down my top 10 worst horror films of 2024 for various reasons. And so we're going to begin. We're going to start off with an honorable mention, and that is Trap. M. Night Shyamalan, baby, I don't know what your problem is. I don't understand your thing. I don't understand any of these people's thing. One thing you will notice in this list, you will see a whole hell of a lot of PG-13. I am not a fan. I'm not saying I don't have some. I do. It's according, PG-13 can work in certain genres, subgenres of horror a lot better than others. I don't know, like compare a PG-13 Supernatural to a PG-13 slasher. It's just not going to work out very well. But yeah, you will notice a lot. I am not a big fan of trying to make money at the box office by cutting everything to keep it PG-13. So this is an honorable mention. You, of course, can see my rating, 3 out of 10. This movie bored the absolute shit out of me. It could be so much more. And once again, I love Josh Hartnett. So, it was sad to... But then again, I don't know of an actor yet that hasn't screwed up every once in a while and been on my bad side. But yeah, my honorable mention will be Trap by M. Night Shyamalan. And it bored me. I wanted so much more out of it, and yet I wasn't given more out of it. It could have been so much better. It was just boring, it's like, there's just too much entertainment out there. There's too much TV and too many channels and too much stuff. If I want to see a Lifetime Movie Network's version of a serial killer, I'll just watch that. And besides, we all know he only made this movie to give, was that his daughter or something, the little singing thing. And it's like, talk about nepotism, right? So yeah, coming in as my honorable mention is Trap from 2024. Ooh, that hurts, don't it? Oh no, how dare he? Really? Are you serious? Yes, I'm really serious, because let me tell you something. I'm going to give you a little piece of advice. Don't fuck with my canon. Okay? Let me explain something to you people. Our beloved master, Damien, okay? Damien, the beast came forth from the womb of a jackal. Damien was born of the womb of a jackal, not the womb of a frustrated disco nun. You understand what I'm saying? Don't fuck with my canon. I did not like this. It was just unacceptable. Now, I had somebody recently, I think it was Ninja. I think he kind of said it, and that was when he was talking about Day of the Dead Bloodline, and he said, it's kind of cheesy and it's not exactly a great movie, but I would have liked it better if they had not put Day of the Dead in the title and made it part of the franchise. I get it. I've said that before about certain movies. It's like it's very similar to like when they named The Foundation. They called it Wrong Turn, and I'm like, this ain't a fucking Wrong Turn movie. Why didn't you just leave it The Foundation? And so maybe if they had just had this as an Omen clone. I love Omen clones, the best one being The Calling from 2000. I love that movie. Evil little boy. Great story, great movie, and it's just an Omen clone, and that's fine with me, you know? And so that's my biggest problem with this, is that you don't fuck with my canon. It just makes no sense, and it's kind of lame for you to do that. And I just think I'm not gonna do it. Don't fuck with my canon, and you fucked with my canon. So coming in at number 10, we have the first Omen. I do not own it. I will not buy it. I bought the good Nun horror movie, and it was called Immaculate. Moving on to number 9, we have whatever the hell this is. Hey, at least it's rated R, you know? But, yeah, it's, I don't know what that was supposed to be. I don't understand why it was called some kind of action horror or something like that. It just really didn't do anything. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not saying horror has to have a monster or a slasher or something like that, but, you know, I just thought this movie was terrible. It was boring. It was presented to me as a horror movie, and I personally don't think it is. But there you go. Since so many people wanted to call it a horror movie for some weird reason, horror action, you know, bloody horror action, I'm like, that's whatever. I just don't like it. And so coming in at number 9, we have Kraven the Hunter. Coming in at number 8, once again I have to say, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this, man? Talk about false advertising. Kit, you should have stayed your ass on the throne, if you know what I'm saying. You know, because I did not like this movie at all. It bored me. I kept waiting for it to be like a good werewolf movie, and instead it might as well have been a Lifetime family drama. And the action was actionless. It bored me. It just bored me. And you should never do that. As you can see, it's got a 4.2, so it's not exactly a popular horror movie. But then again, what horror movies are, really. But, yeah. So, The Beast Within definitely comes in at whatever number I'm at now. Number 8. 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Number 8. So, The Beast Within, I thought it was a terrible entry into the werewolf genre. And, yeah, we'll see. If I know that Wolfman is out too. I haven't seen that yet, but I don't know. I'm not hearing. I'm feeling that it's the same way as this, is what I'm hearing. It's kind of the same way as this. Very family drama with little action. So yeah. Number 8, we have The Beast Within. Number 7, what in the shit is this? I'll tell you what it is. It's PG-13. I don't know what the hell happened to Blumhouse, but Blumhouse just has like been like, they've just been like crapping out the crappiest movies, like they got, you know, a stomach virus or something. But they were great, and now they are like so beyond below mediocre. Night Swim is PG-13 horror that was absolutely boring as hell. I didn't like it. It was just a worthless effort. So at number 7, we have Night Swim. It did not scare me. It did not thrill me. It did not entertain me. It didn't make me interested in the characters. And of course, it was tame and lame and boring, and that's Night Swim. At number 6, Blumhouse strikes again, right? With this retarded movie. But it's imaginary. Oh, yes, a killer teddy bear. Yeah, well, you know, I don't know. I love Winnie the Pooh if you want to make a killer bear. You know what I'm saying? Cocaine Bear, Winnie the Pooh. What the fuck is this? I don't know, but it like really was another turd from Blumhouse. It's just total shite. it was like, I don't know what's happened to them, but they are putting out some really terrible crap. It's just PG-13, boring horror again. And moving on to number 5. Poor Russell Crowe. Can you imagine what it must feel like? Just imagine what it must feel like to have a super mega hit like The Pope's Exorcist, which I have, which I love, which made my top 10 list last year. Imagine having a movie like that, and then because you put some film in a can a couple years ago, someone goes, hey, don't we have that crappy film movie, you know, those film parts? Can we throw them all together and release that Exorcist now, the Exorcism? We can release that now because, you know, he had such a big hot time with the Pope's Exorcist, so we can like take advantage of that. Well, you didn't, because it fucking sucks. And I do really feel sorry for him to have this. It's sort of like a naughty secret that you had that somebody reveals in public. I imagine that's how he had to feel about this being released, to like sully his reputation from the Pope's Exorcist. So yes, this movie is a crap, and I gave it 3 out of 10, and there you go. We're moving on to number 4. Tarot, again. Boring PG-13 movie. Is like bringing you to the edge. It's what it is. It's an hour and 32 minutes of edging, if you know what that is. And without ever getting a payoff. And so, like most PG-13 horror movies, they lead you to the edge and then refuse to throw you off the cliff because it might upset the audience. Well, fuck you then. So you got a 4 out of 10, PG-13, gross, boring, idiotic, and just a lame effort. It's so... That's what a lot of these films are, is that they're just lame. It's like, come on, what a half-assed attempt at making a good movie. I mean, come on. You know, people call me lowbrow and probably are saying, you got a lot of nerve. And I'm like, well, you know, it's my party, and I'll shit on who I want to. So, I hate Tarot. Tarot was, like, terrible. Moving on to 3. What the hell is this, Brandy? You know what I'm saying? What did you do? What is this? I didn't rate it. I will do so right now. What the hell is this? I kind of stay away from 1s, and you have to push me to get a 2. I don't like to be like totally unfair to movies, but I didn't understand why this was presented as a horror movie. It's like, what the fuck was horror about this movie? You know, Brandy's return to horror. No, honey. You know, that's not true. It's just not true. Megan Fox had a return to horror. You know, when she did the movie and out in the, you know, where her husband like chains himself to her and tops himself and she has to like try to escape. You know, that's a return to horror. I don't know what the hell this is. I mean, girl, have you fallen from, you know, I Know What You Did Last Summer Part 2. I still Know What You Did Last Summer, wasn't that what it's called? Yeah. But this was so boring. It really is named correctly, however, The Front Room, because they just fucking sit and talk shit. And I'm like, I don't understand why this was presented as a horror movie, and I don't understand what's supposed to be horror about it. Perhaps I'm missing something, or perhaps you thought people would just sit through crap to look at you. Well, I'm sorry, but, you know, no. So at number 3, we have The Front Room, which was an absolutely horrible exercise in whatever the hell they were trying to do. How disappointing. You know how much I love my camp slashers. Slashers is my number 1 subgenre. I sit around all the time. There was some good ones in 2024. They are on my top list. There are some good slashers that came out, and some that people may call me lowbrow for liking, such as hashtag AMFAD, All My Friends Are Dead. My guilty little secret. I love that movie. It's on my top list. You'll see. But there were some good slashers. Founders Day. All My Friends Are Dead. In a Violent Nature. There were some good slashers in 2024. This piece of shit is not one of them. This movie is so boring. It is so lame. The kills are so ridiculously nothing. The people are not the right kind of stupid. They're the completely wrong kind of stupid. And yeah, it definitely comes up there. As a matter of fact, I think I have misrated that. Let's do that. And because I'm like thinking about it, I'm remembering the scenes from it, and this movie was shit. So yeah, a hit and a miss at trying to make a cool camp slasher, and it was very terrible, and that's number 2. And now we're going to reveal the biggie, the crown. If I didn't put it a 1, I will. But we're going to reveal the worst movie of 2024, and that is Mickey's Mousetrap. I did give it the benefit of the doubt and gave it a 2. It's just going to earn my 1. All lame people put 1 on everything, so that's why I don't do it very often. What the hell was this? Well, I'll tell you what it was. It was, everybody sat around and they watched Winnie the Pooh. They watched the success story of Winnie the Pooh. This little low-budget movie that got everybody's attention, went viral. Even Scream Factory grabbed it and put it in a steelbook, and it just garnered this huge cult following, me included. I am a total fanboy of Winnie the Pooh 1 and 2. And these people saw it, and they thought, we can do that. Well, you could have done that if you had actually made your movie fun and sexy and slasherific. You did not. First of all, it's only an hour and 20 minutes, which, you can kiss every inch of the pale white backside of that. Anyway, I don't like short movies. Lazy. Mickey's Mousetrap, please. So yeah, it was an obvious ripoff trying to do something like that. And I'm sure there will be others, outside of that little group that did Winnie the Pooh, because they've got others coming, Peter Pan and all of that. I don't think I'll like Peter Pan, but, they've got the Bambi the Reckoning, so they, but they're the ones who did it. They're the ones who know how to do it. These little outsiders, saw their success, and then they made this piece of shit, is what they did. Because this is probably, what do I mean probably? It's number 1 on my list. It's the stupidest, most ridiculous movie of 2024 is this piece of shit right here. And yeah, it was just terrible. The acting was awful. The kills were beyond awful. There was nothing about this movie that was anything but please stop now. Just please stop now. So yeah. And that does it. You have my entire list of the worst movies of horror movies of 2024, even though a couple of them I don't even consider horror movies. I don't know why they were advertised as such or talked about amongst horror circles to make other horror fans think they were horror. I don't know. But in any event, there you have it, and there you have the crown. There you have the winner. The taking the crown for 2024 is The Mousetrap, aka Mickey's Mousetrap, a complete and total bowel movement. It was awful. It was just fucking awful. As were all of those movies for various reasons. And I will see you And the next thing that I do, we will be doing the best movies of 2024, where I will have a lot more fun. I hate having to talk about horrible stuff. And this was all horrible stuff for various reasons. You know, I may be sarcastic, I may be small ass, I may be a little estate yob, but I don't really enjoy ranting and talking about terrible movies. It's just a waste of time to watch them, and it's a waste of time to talk about them, except as a warning to other people to stay away, stay far away. And I will see you in the next thing I do. I forgot how to turn this off without pulling it back up. There's a shortcut key, but I didn't pay attention and I forgot how to do it, so you will see that pop up. But love you, miss you, but always remember, never forget, you're a very, very special person. And put in the comments what you think is your worst horror movie of 2024. Hell, it might be on my top list. You know how lowbrow I am, right? So, yeah, do that. Let me know what your worst horror movies of 2024 is. I will be very interested to see it, and I will see you next thing I do. Bye-bye.